Hello and welcome to V News, and now the headlines for today.
National Assembly Chairman Nguyen holds talks with his Bulgarian counterpart, who began a 3-day visit to Vietnam on April 16. Vietnam spends $3.7 billion on imported animal feed. Hue Festival ends with impressive final.
President Trương Tấn Sang visited the northern province of Điện Biên on April 14th and 15th to inspect socio-economic development and security in the locality.
President Sang has asked local residents and authorities in Điện Biên province to better adapt to different economic models as they overcome difficulties in infrastructure development and adverse weather conditions. Sang met with residents in An Tho Commune, Nguyen district, which is considered one of the poorest districts in the country. The president said he recognized the residents' efforts in enhancing production through raising livestock and not relying solely on support from the government and local authorities. Visiting a coffee plantation at An Tho Commune in the same district, Sang applauded residents who have overcome adverse weather conditions and applied new techniques and technology at their plantations, generating hundreds of millions of dong per year. During his visit, Sang also presented gifts to residents in Thanh Trân Commune and met with the province military command, police force, and border guards in several localities.
National Assembly Chairman Nguyen held talks with his Bulgarian counterpart, Tsetska Tsacheva, in Hanoi on April 16th. The Bulgarian legislative leader began her official 3-day working visit to Vietnam on the same day.
The talks took place following an official welcome ceremony for the chairwoman in Hanoi the same day. Chairwoman Tsetska Tsacheva said Vietnam and Bulgaria still see a lot of opportunities to step up cooperation, especially in agriculture, energy, construction, goods exchange, food and health. Bulgaria, an EU member since 2007, is ready to help Vietnam penetrate the EU market, she said. The Bulgarian National Assembly leader recorded positive results of bilateral ties not only in trade but also in education, security and defense. She expressed her belief that with an agreement on educational cooperation reached, more and more Vietnamese students will come to study in Bulgaria, becoming a bridge for fostering the friendship between the two nations. National Assembly Chairman Nguyen affirmed Vietnam wants to cooperate with Bulgaria in all aspects. The two sides should pay attention to strengthening business coordination and exchanges, he said, adding that Vietnam is ready to create conditions for Bulgaria to boost cooperation with other ASEAN member countries. The two leaders agreed on measures to boost cooperation between the two legislative bodies and facilitate joint programs and projects between the two governments. The two sides also agreed to continue maintaining the exchange of delegations at all levels to learn about each other's legislative and supervision experience, as well as implementing bilateral memoranda of understanding. The two national assemblies will coordinate in supervising the implementation of cooperative agreements and programs, creating conditions for Vietnamese and Bulgarian businesses to boost investment and business activities, they emphasized. After the talks, National Assembly Chairman Nguyen and his Bulgarian counterpart signed a memorandum of understanding as a legal foundation for the two lawmaking bodies to further strengthen their cooperation in the future. The National Assembly leaders also witnessed the signing of cooperative documents between the Vietnamese Ministry of Public Security and the Bulgarian State Commission on Information Security, and between the Vietnamese Ministry of Education and Training and the Ministry of Education, Youth and Science of Bulgaria.
Vietnam imported 8.9 million tons of animal feed last year at a cost of nearly $3.7 billion, reports the Vietnam Animal Feed Association.
The imports accounted for over 62% of the total volume of raw materials needed to produce the 14.3 million tons of animal feed, that the country needs for its domestic market. In addition to 4.8 million tons of protein-enriched animal feed, Vietnam also imported 3.8 million tons of high-energy feed that could be produced locally, such as corn and wheat. According to the Animal Feed Association, the animal husbandry sector still has to rely on imports, since the country has yet to designate areas of land to grow the required crops.
Vietnam is now the world's largest exporter of wood chips, with 5.4 million tons exported last year, up by 5 million tons from 2001.
According to Vietnam's Pulp and Paper Association, the increase in China's capacity to produce pulp has led to a rise in the number of hardwood forests being planted and more wood chip processing plants being built in Vietnam. However, exporting wood chips is not very financially beneficial to Vietnam, as exporting raw materials brings in a lower export value. The country's best option is to export pulp and other materials that are used to make paper.
The Vietnam News Agency has presented books to the Song Tu Tây commune on the occasion of the 37th anniversary of the liberation of the Trường Sa archipelago, April 29, 1975.
The gift was handed over by Vietnam News Agency Vice General Director Ngo Ha Thai on April 15 during a VNA delegation working visit to the Trường Sa Island district of central coastal Thanh Hóa province. The books were collected during the campaign Books for Beloved Trường Sa, launched by the Vietnam News Agency chapter of the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union. The Vietnam News Agency also presented Song Tu Tây with 2 internet computers and library equipment.
A seminar to look at ways of developing the tourist industry in the northern central region took place in the central province of Thừa Thiên Huế on April 15th.
At the event, many delegates said that the region needs to create unique and highly competitive tourist products based on each district's strong points. Some of the proposals included introducing cultural and spiritual tourist services and tours of craft villages, promoting the province's resorts and beautiful lagoons, and offering packages that combine top-quality cuisine and shopping were amongst some of the other ideas put forward. Many of the participants stressed on the need to enhance the province's competitiveness by including it in other inter-regional and countrywide tourist packages that currently bypass the region. The event was jointly organized by the Provincial People's Committee and the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism.
The 2012 Huế Festival ended on April 15th with an impressive firework display and numerous cultural performances by Vietnamese and foreign artists.
The festival, which took place from April 7 to 15, featured many unique Vietnamese events and special performances by 65 different groups of artists and performers, more than 3,000 in total, from 28 countries and territories. With its theme, Cultural Heritage with Integration and Development, a rendezvous of historical cities, the festival impressed more than 2 million tourists. The Royal Night featured a range of royal court music and dances, traditional songs and cuisine from Hue, including many royal dishes, as well as Oriental Night, which featured traditional Asian costumes. Visitors to the festival were also impressed with the street show, the exhibition of Vietnamese royal court musical instruments, a religious ceremony at the Nam Giao stage, and the Ao Sai, or traditional dress. I'm very honoured to come back to Hue for the second time, to the land of the beautiful Huam River. I love Hue very much, and the city gives me a good feeling. This year, Hue Festival was held more impressively and on a greater international scale. The festival confirmed Hue's position as a leading cultural and tourism centre and the home of one of Vietnam's most popular festivals.
And we have gone through all the stories for today. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.